Hey everybody, Billy, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This channel is going to be dedicated pretty much to all things archery and archery related BS. So hunting content, tech content, just fun shooting, events, all sorts of fun things that go along with archery and archery in general. So appreciate you. Subscribe, follow the channel, hit the little bell at the bottom there, get notifications when I do post. Me and Ben Griffin here behind the camera are going to be working on a lot of stuff this next year together, and we're happy to have you along for the ride. So with that, my first video is going to be my new Hoyt Alpha X33 bow build video for TAC season going into hunting season. So let's get into it. So this is new Hoyt Alpha X33. I got the 33 just based on my draw length. I'm 29.5, 29.75, wanted a little bit longer axle. Me personally, string angle is much better for me at the 33, 34 inch axle range. So this is the bow that came to me. I'll read over some of the factory specs here for the 33. It says the ATA speed is 334, 4.75 pounds, 35 and 5/16, so just under 35.5 inches axle to axle, or 33.5 inches axle to axle. 6 3/8 brace height, and this is a 70-pound max bow. So the only thing I did do to this bow is I did swap out to gas strings before I did the build, and I put a D-loop on here so I could stretch them out last night on the drop board at home. I love the gas strings. It's the first thing I swap out on any bow simply because of the consistency, and they use this really cool process when they build their strings that I really love. It's called total tension system. Fact check me. Total tension, TTS I think it is. And what that means is, unlike building a string and then stretching it when you're done, they actually stretch the string of materials while they're building your string, so it's already stretched. The nice thing about that system is you can call them and say, hey, do you have a set of strings on the shelf that just aren't being used that somebody decided they didn't want? If you order those to your specs, or if you grab the ones off the shelf that they already have made, you're gonna get the same string. The quality is just there in the way they build their strings. So first thing I do is always swap out, and these are natural gas bowstrings right here. So let's get to building it. So let's go ahead and get some stuff mounted on here first. Also, check out this mat from Last Chance Archery. The Archer's mat. I need to order one of these. This is awesome. Everything you need to know when you're working on a bow is right there. First thing we're gonna do is get this thing in this Revelation vise. So the rest I'm gonna use is the QAD Integrate MX2 rest, the inline system. Pop this bad boy open. I ran this on my BTM 34 last year too. It did really good. I like it because it's simple. It's almost like a plug and play. Really easy to time too. It doesn't take much at all to time these. There we go. See, we don't need that. There's nothing there we need. Yeah, check it out. So this is the new, if you look at the old last year's model, put heat shrink, and it's still used like that carbon fiber wrap stuff for your arrow. Now it's got that integrated built in. Looks like I don't know what kind of material that is, but it's softer and quieter. That's gonna be nice. Let's see what kind of goodies we get here. Might need to sharpen this knife.
Yeah, I'd say so.
George, let's see how prepared George is. We're at Archery Learning Center where George Riles, Griv, Gandalf the Grey himself, has allowed me access to the range for the day. So if you want to improve your archery, and if you want to get better just in general, if you're getting into it, if you need lessons, you can set up lessons with George here at ALC in Snellville, or he'll actually do virtual lessons with you as well, and all you have to do is go to improvemyarchery.com. Go to improvemyarchery.com. You can set up in-person or virtual lessons with George Riles. We're gonna put on my readers because I'm old. I don't think I need that crap right there. We'll see, there's some more crap right there. Damn, that thing's in there. I like to get the rest on first, just start bolting stuff on, then we'll get into the nitty gritty of everything right here. So you take off this side plate. It comes with a couple different Allen keys. And this right here, you want to loosen that. And you see this arrow right here? This is nice because you loosen that and get your gap. Go over here. And there's that line right there on the bow. And you want to get that pretty much lined up with that line as close as possible. So you got macro tuning, then we can micro tune it after that. Now I have learned with these that the tighter you get this, the harder it is to make micro adjustments too. So you might have to go back in there and loosen up a little bit at some point so you can make adjustments. That's on there. And we'll put the plate back on. That's how simple that is to install. And I believe, I'm going to check, but they should come with a little plug. That's daily drop number 1. I will drop a lot of things. Get that on there, and I think, here we go. You don't have to use this, but if you want to, it comes with a little plug so you can plug that hole. Maybe. Put it upside down. If I put that upside down, you can read it. That means I fell out of my tree stand and I'm hanging upside down. We don't want that. All right, that's on there good. So we're zeroed, almost there. I'm excited to get this built. I'll be going out to South Dakota, middle of May. I got a turkey tag out there. I'm going to the Cody and Allie Brockhouse. Do some turkey hunting in South Dakota. So we're zeroed there now. And we're zeroed here. So essentially, nice thing about this rest is you're zeroed, you're zeroed. That's a great starting point. Then you can do all your micro adjustments and everything from there. Let's go ahead and bolt on the QD for the stabilizer. Probably don't want that knife near my strings. This is the UltraView 8 degree right here. Go with a 1/4 inch Allen key. Because it's an 8 degree, you want to make sure you get it pretty straight. What happens with a straight one, it goes straight out from the riser. But if you have like an 8 or a 10 degree, if it's off center when you screw it in, fasten it, your stabilizer can come off one way or the other. So try and get that as level as possible. You can actually use it as a tuning thing too. You can offset your front bar a little bit if you want to, left or right, based off of what you want or how it's holding. I've done that before. Offset my bar. We'll adjust that more as we need to. Put that away. Slide all these parts over. Let's see. Let's go and install the felt for this real quick while I'm here. So this is for the top. Right there. Son of a biscuit eater, this is frickin'. Damn, you think I rode a yellow little school bus here. It does come with your little instruction booklet too though, so this is what I was talking about. That top piece will go just underneath that arm, that containment arm. Whenever I can get it sticker off. Got it. Got it. Got that on there. All right, we're going back at this one. Where's that other one at? Son of a bitch. There you go. Not that this is vital, but now it's just doing, I have to get it. I will not be defeated by this. Or I will. Dude, maybe I need thicker glasses. Holy crap. There we go. Okay. Yeah. There. That's all there is to it. All that to get there. Nice. Splendid. Going on with the sidebar bracket now. I'm going to run the Hoyt sidebar bracket here. It does have a line here that you can use, so like you can gauge and like where you have it and stuff like that over here on this side. But I'm just going to get tightened down for now, and then I'll adjust that once I get the bars on there. Let's see where I really like it. Ooh. Too big. Just right. And when we have the bow this way, get rid of some stuff. Let's go ahead and install the side mount bracket for my UV slider. Now I am going to be running the side mount instead of the Picatinny mount. This side mount I just prefer, just because the Picatinny is fine. I just really like the side mount option, the way it comes on and off, and I like that with the side mount I can actually bring the scope housing in closer to the riser by, I think, at least a ½ inch, which gives me a little bit tighter sight tape and less movement in my shot. So the closer to the riser your scope is, the less movement and torquing you'll see in your shot, I've found. So that's why I still prefer the side mount option here. Especially if you're going to run it for TAC or anything, you're trying to get like a maximum amount of sight tape you can get. For anybody running like a little bit lower draw weight too, or maybe a shorter peep, if you can get that, if you can get it in closer to the riser, you can get a little bit faster sight tape out of it, which is nice. Make sure that's not loose. We're going to take this stubby off. I don't know what that's actually called, just stabilizer? Stubby? I don't know. And we're going to go with we're going to throw the Go Stick 2.0s on here. What I'll do is just blame this mess on Leo, George's kids. I'll just say Quinn and Leo and Sam were running amok in here, and they left everything a mess. Look at that, dude. That's like, it's like the shortest. Look at that. It's like when it's cold out. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. It is cold today too. These are the new 2.0 sticks. These things are pretty sweet. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. That makes more sense. Warm weather, cold weather. There you go. There's your difference. You can actually take these and maneuver them, which is kind of dope. I haven't played with these yet. Probably break it before I do anything else. I don't even know how these go on. I'm assuming, I'm going to assume like this, because that makes more sense. I could also look at the instructions. Maybe I'll do that. You'd think it'd be easy, but it's not for me. Oh, okay. So you use both of those. Okay. So you need a warm day and you need a cold day to get that right. I'm like a soup sandwich right now, dude.
That's over here.
Oh, hello.
There we go.
Did we do it? I think we're figuring it out. I'm bringing autism to archery right here. I really don't know what I'm doing with these. In case you had doubt before, I did no research before I decided to put this on. 1/4 inch here. Oh, and that little guy helps hold it in place. Dude. I'm all over the place with the Allen keys. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, huh? Let's see how bad I did here. So it's spring loaded. Ah. Huh? How you like them apples?
There you go.
I should have taken some like Alpha Brain or something this morning. Get Joe Rogan to send me some. I'm not gonna lie, these are kicking my ass right now. Okay. Whew, did that. I think I'm gonna run the. I'm gonna try out these Mountain Series AAE bars. So I like them. On my other one, VTM last year, I ended up finalizing at the end of the year, I ended up running some of the Conquest bars, which worked out really well. They're really nice. They got like this dampening rubber material patent thing that they have. I don't know what it's called, but super quiet. All right. Coming along. Change the draw length out. Oh yeah, that's way off. That was a bad guess on my part. So like I said, what I did do is put the strings on. I just put on a false D-loop just so I could pull it back in the stretcher. Stretch it in the draw board overnight. So let's go ahead and adjust draw length. So for draw length purposes, let's go to Hoyt Alpha X draw mods, tune charts. Alpha X. I'm going to start off at 29 and a half in case I have to add some twist to get it to draw weight. So if it's about 68 pounds or 67 pounds to 70, I'll add twist to the cables, and that adding twist to your cables will actually increase your draw length slightly and your holding weight. So I'm going to start off, I'm about 29 and a half, 29 and 3/4, depending on the bow and the axle to axle. Here we go. Oh, we got to download it. So, HBX cam, the HBX exact cam. It's different from the HBT cam because it's new and it's different, so it's not the same. And it's got the exact, so the HBX means extra middle. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm going to say it means extra middle. The HB, the Hoyt bow extra middle cam. That's what I'm going to call it. What was I doing? Draw length. 29 and a half. D. Oh, the big D. That's what she wants. So we're going to give her the big D and put her at 29 and a half. And we're at little C. But we want to go to big D. So I need T15. Nope. Torx. There we go, okay. So it looks like there's 3 of them we gotta move on this cam. This one probably has to come out, I don't know. Beaumont might fall apart here in a second. We're gonna find out. We wanna take this line right here. So I'm on big C actually. I wanna give her the big D. So we're gonna take it, and we're gonna give her the big D here. Make sure that seat's back in somewhere. Snug those down. Just enough. Then it looks like BD, AC. Oh, here we go. There's a little line right there for B and D. So I guess we want to put it in here. It's like putting lug nuts on a car. You don't want to tighten them all down right away. You want to snug them in order. And we're going to go to 80%, but I'm going to keep it on the hard wall. So one thing they have on these is, I'm also not going to strip that, so I'm going to get the right size, is they have like a HX side and the H side. I think if you flip this, take it from top to bottom, it creates a softer back wall. If you leave it on this side up, it's a harder back wall. So you can go to 80% with a soft wall or 80% with the harder wall. I think I got the right size in here. Go everywhere with my little bag. Oh, it's right here. I already had it out. Nope, that's not the right size either. Well, we're gonna run 85% for now until I can get that adjusted. It's nice that if 29.5 twisted up doesn't work, I can go to 29 3/4 and play with that. I'd rather twist up a little bit though than try and take draw length out. And like whenever I'm playing with cables and stuff too, it's always better to add twist than take twist out. Adding twist doesn't do much. It'll increase your holding weight and your draw weight, but if you take twist out, it will decrease those. The issue is the more you take out, the looser the strands and the twist become underneath the serving, and you can start to get serving separation eventually. So if you're going to do anything, try and add twists. Don't try and take twists out. Also, they kept this cool feature in here too for the rest. So it's got the hole. They cut out a lot on this bow. If you look at last year's VTM 34, next to that one, look at the riser and stuff, man. They made a lot of awesome changes. Pretty big difference. Oh, I don't know if we're supposed to use this. George had don't touch on here, but now it's just a target, so we're good. We didn't see that. Yeah, let's put her on the draw board. And see how the timing looks. See what the draw weight looks like. And then we'll put on a proper D-loop. Oh, wow. It's like dead on. Bottoms. Touching. Top is touching. Wow, that's like perfect. Gas bowstrings. I put them on last night, let them stretch overnight. Adjusted the draw length and let off now, and they're perfect. So let's see. I got a draw scale somewhere. Let's see, I think I brought mine. See what the draw weight's at. Oh, not bad. 69.5. Might leave it right there. Yeah, 69. I'll leave it there, shoot it for a little bit, and in about 100, 200 arrows, I'll check it again, see if I need to add some twist to get the draw weight back up. But that's pretty darn good to start with. Show you guys a real quick, easy way. Oh yeah, it's got the little nubbies on it too, and the cams. I forgot about those. I don't know what they're called. I'm gonna call them nubbins. Well, this one's, you can find the rubber piece for that one. Oh, there's one rubber piece depending on if you're right or left-handed. That's what it's top or bottom. Yeah, so this one has the rubber on the bottom. All right, so all I'm gonna do is tighten this up enough to loosen this down cable so I can get about half the strands. I'm going to feed this bad boy through it. Just like that. And this is how I time these. Good. I'm guessing by the time I get done shooting this, it'll go down to about 68 pounds or so. I'll add a couple twists to get it back up before I get a final side tape on there. But so with the QADs, it's like you got your rest position, and when you're timing it, you got that's your load position, I guess you'd call it, static position when you have it elevated, and you're in the ready position. And when you come to full draw, this should come up straight up to 90 degrees. That lets it know internally that it's ready to fire, so when it goes at the right rate, it drops. But if you have it timed incorrectly and you let down, it should go back to the ready position for you. If you're doing this and you're letting down slowly and it's still dropping all the way, you have the timing off. You need to adjust your timing. It's too tight. And I'll actually shoot it like that, make sure everything's good once it's tuned up through paper, and then we'll go from there. Actually, it works out pretty good. Let's see how it looks this way. All right, so the bow should be level that way now too. And let's see how far off. Oh, that's going to be in the way. Well, we tried to move it over here, but it didn't work out well. All right, that's all pretty level now. Oh yeah, D-loop needs to come up quite a bit there. First, we're going to get a good razor blade. Good find. Just kind of cut these off real quick. What I'm going to do here is just create a partial D-loop. Isn't that cool? I need to find something to level the arrow with too. Then I can slide this down and up, and it'll hold it in position for me. Some people use like an arrow square, something like that. I just do this. Let me go see what he's got so I can level the arrow. I did not bring one with me. My monstrosity of crap here. So we are gonna eyeball this thing. All right. Mark about where the bottom will go. Look at that though. That's freaking awesome to have. For my knots I'm going to use, I got 14 thousandths halo right here. It's a little thin, but it'll do the job. I really like these AP knocks too, especially for this serving. They're like shaped inside, they're not flat. I don't know if you can see that. So when you draw back, it doesn't get as much pinch. I really liked using those. So for this, it's simple. When I tie my knocking points, I'm just going to do pretty much standard over-under knots here. Where the mark is. Boom. Start there. I'll go under. And I just make sure when I'm doing it, I'm walking it down so it's going underneath the previous. So then I'll bring it down underneath. So this way you're staggering it down. So that when you tie off at the end, the knot is away from the D-loop, not toward it. This way you're not bunching up material and burning it, and then when you get the full draw, you have like a little bit of burnt material there that's hitting the knock or anything like that, causing unnecessary knock movement or pinch. And then I'll do one more on top, and then I'll one more, and this time I'll go the opposite direction and bring it back over top, and actually give me a nice little granny knot on top. Then we'll burn it. See, this way when you burn it right here, it's further away from the knock. So you want to make sure when you're tying you're going away. So like on the top, I'll go that way with it. Some people do two, some people do one. There are people that don't do any, they just put the D-loop on there. Sometimes depending on the serving material, you might get some that are it's really slick, and if you don't have these knocking ties on there, these knocking points, then the D-loop material itself, your D-loop will actually slide down and compress on the string and eventually give you some knock pinch. So this gives you a little bit of cushion and prevents that from happening. And when I'm tying these in, I want to make sure I'm giving myself like maybe an 18, a little bit of knock movement right there. So I want about where I can almost see like a string worth of gap. So I have a little bit of play. Maybe a 19 thousandths at most. This way you don't get any more knock pinch. Nobody wants knock pinch. And on the top I'll do one less. There we go. Just a little bit of play there. Now for my D-loop, I kind of know what length I want. I've been running it kind of the same for a long time. So I'll cut this at about 4 3/4. And you can adjust your D-loop length once you get your draw length right. A lot of people think that D-loop length, if you adjust your D-loop, you're adjusting your draw length. You're not. The D-loop itself is separate from your draw length. The D-loop length just changes kind of like your anchor position and stuff. The draw length is set up here with the modules. So the module adjusts your actual draw length, how far out the string comes. You're not adjusting your draw length with the D-loop, you're adjusting the anchor point. Your anchor length, however you want to word it. So with this, don't burn it to where it catches on fire if you can help it. I like to give it just enough heat to start to mushroom up a little bit. Get it nice and glassy. Slowly work it. Now I'll give it just a little bit of a flattening right there to give me a nice little. That locks them in for me, and I've been very fortunate that I've, knock on wood, ever since I started doing it this way, I've never had an issue. There we go, that looks good. Find that out just a little bit, let it cool off. While I do that, I'm going to find George's really cool D-loop pliers that they don't make anymore. So check these out. These are D-loop pliers. They don't make these anymore. I wish they would. They're freaking incredible. George has the only known pair in existence that I know of. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to do your D-loop. I kind of know the length I want, so that's why I was able to cut it to where I wanted it. But what I do is I make sure that the material gets underneath that knot, up against that nocking point, so it's nice and flat in there. And I'll do it underneath. Now, the reason I say some people do different, some people believe that if you're right-handed, the top knot should go away from your eye or away from your body, the opposite side. If you're left-handed, it should be the other way around. I don't know that it really makes a difference. I've always done it this way. For right-handed, always done it the other way. Left-handed, because that's how I was taught when I was like really young, when D-loops became a thing, because at first we didn't have D-loops. I'm just going to snug this down. We're going to tighten it up too much yet. At first we didn't have D-loops. We had a brass knock, and you'd actually put the release on it, and the serving material is actually made out of monofilament, like fishing string. So, and then we went to having loops on release aids, like the Carter releases and stuff. When they came out, or even the wrist straps, they would have a loop, and you would wrap the loop, so you'd have a brass knocking point, and then you would wrap a loop on your release around to hook it onto your own release, and you slide that up underneath your arrow, underneath your knock, up against that brass knocking point, and that's how you shoot. Same thing with handheld releases. And what you would do to change your length is you would adjust the amount of loop that you had in the release. Then, eventually, the loop just went on the bow. And it made more sense that way. It just took us a long time to figure that out. I will figure out those ghost sticks. I don't know why I'm so special about them, but let's get an idea where my previous D-loop was. On the bottom of that knock point, about 5.5 inches. Just about right where that is. So this little string that comes in here is important, that comes in these strings. It is actually a separator, so it's meant to be in there. And it divides the strands evenly for you. So you don't have to go through and count them and do a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff. So you don't want to remove that. What I do, and also when you're putting in the Hamskea, I like the Hamskea Insight Peep system, even for hunting. The reason for that is it has these ridges inside, and what that does is it bounces light off, so it reduces glare as it's coming in. The longer tube helps reduce glare. I use this for competition too. This is the Insight Peep system. And the other side, you can actually screw in a clarifier if you're using a lens, or you can screw in different aperture sizes. And the Insight Peep system comes with like 5 different aperture sizes. I think I have one here. See, so it comes with the different peep aperture sizes. So you got 5/32, 1/8, 3/32, 1/16, 3/64, 1/32. So you can actually swap out your peep aperture size on the fly and it won't affect anything. So if you're going from, say you're shooting in a tree stand or a saddle and you got good light and then you go into a ground blind in a darker area and you can't see as well, you can swap out to a larger peep housing, let more light in, better field of view, without having to cut and tie in a whole new peep. This is why I didn't cinch the D-loop down all the way yet, so I can rotate it a little bit, get it to match up with my peep once I have that coming back the way I want it. I'm just going to burn the ends of these to keep it from coming undone when it's getting shot. All right. Pull this back and see how that looks. We're going to do this. Here's a little trick. We're going to burn just a little bit of that. Then we're going to cut a very small piece. Right there. The same thing to the other side without setting ourselves on fire. And what I'll do, I'm going to slide that up here. That allows me to make small adjustments to my peep rotation. As I slide up, you see what it does? As I slide up and down that string. So I'll throw that in there. I can slide that up and down my string, find a spot that allows my peep to come back straighter for me if I'm having slight rotation issues or something. Usually with these strings, after I shoot them about 100 times and get my peep set again, I don't have to move it. Most of the time, honestly, out the bag, I don't have to. It's not even moving now. It's just slightly off where I want it, so. Nice and straight. Too easy. All right, let's throw some bars on here and put it through paper and see what it does. I do recommend, if you're going to tune your hunting bow, if you're going to have bars on it, and you're going to set them up for you, shoot it the way you're going to, tune it the way you're going to have it set up. Did you eat that other stabilizer? Oh, it's already on there. It's on the bow. Calm down, dude. Calm down. Okay, we're going to do something else here. We're going to take off this Hoyt grip. Nothing wrong with the Hoyt grip. Good grip. But I have my own grip that I'm still working on with Hunter. And that's going to go right on there. Look at that. Still got some fine tuning to do, but we're getting there. We're getting close, people. Hopefully I'll be able to put those for sale at some point. Probably going to have to drop that rest just a little bit. Let's see what it does. All right, so I was getting a little bit of a knock-low tear, so I did some tweaking with the bow, made sure the timing was good, added some twists, got it out to 71 pounds, lengthened the draw length just a little bit, and raised my nocking point up some, and then I was able to go from an awkward tear or knock high tear or knock low tear to my last couple shots were money. So now we're good to go. So next thing we'll do is end up sighting this bad boy in, and yeah, take it for a turkey hunt here in a few weeks and run it through the first few TAC events, and that's it. That's that Hoyt Alpha X33 bow build right there. More videos to come. Thanks for watching.